What's up, people? Now, I know what you're saying. You're like, it's Friday night. We usually don't drop a podcast on Friday night. What are the Flagrant 2 guys up to? Well, I'll tell you what we're up to. We know you're quarantined. Okay? We know you're looking for any way to ignore your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your husband or your wife or your family members. And we thought we'd step in. And by we, I mean, I'm Andrew Schulz. That's AlexxMedia. Right here is just the two of us in the studio. We risked our lives to come down here. What up, up? What up, up?
What up, up?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I might have that Rona. I might got that tender Rona.
Chill out. Stay 6 feet away.
So, yeah, man. I really wanted to come down here and I wanted to do a podcast kind of clearing up some stuff about Corona and the coronavirus. I think it's important, when you get a platform that you got to share information on that platform, and we're going to share this information in the way that we do it, which is with a little tiny bit of flagrancy, of course. But yeah, I think it's important to get that information out because I know a lot of us are confused. I've been fucking confused. I was calling everybody. I don't know how many times I called Alexx yesterday telling him to go grocery shopping, get stuff. They're shutting down the city. What was I saying?
Son, you're more concerned than my mom.
Bro, it was like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. it was literally an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie in my head last week. And that's the last time I'm going to say Schwarzenegger. So, let's clear up some stuff. Obviously, a lot of you probably saw Trump talk today. A lot of idiotic shit, a lot of brilliant shit, just a lot of information that we have out there. Let's start with this. Why can't you get tested? Right? This seems to be the most asked question. This was the question I was asking myself. I was like, what the fuck is the big deal with the tests? Why can't you get tested? Okay? You can get tested. It's very easy to get tested. That's not the issue. The test can't get processed fast enough. That's why they keep telling people, hey, unless you have the exact symptoms, don't get tested. You even heard Trump talk about it in the speech, and there was a couple other people in the speech. In order to get tested, it's literally a nasal swab. So they jam this thing up your nose. It happened to my girl the other day. My girl has the flu. She got the regular flu during Corona. Alexx doesn't believe it. Yeah, he's still in here with me today. That's loyalty.
Yeah, you already know.
That's a guy who doesn't want to lose his job in economic collapse. Real Sorry, babe. Got to get that Rona so we can pay this renta. So, but literally, we went into the, what is it called? CM Medical?
Urgent care.
Basically urgent care. Yeah. We went in there because she had all the flu symptoms. And I'm like, fuck. She got fucking Rona. And we went in there. She had regular flu. Okay? It's easy to test for that. They just do this nose swab. They jam this thing deep in your nose. And they test it. And then you're out of there. The coronavirus, you have to send to a lab. Okay? Currently, there's one in the country that's doing it. It's called, I think, LabCorp. And they can process 1,000 a day. That's the issue. We got 320 million people. 200 million of them are like me and you listening, where every time we're short of breath or we sneeze, we're like, fuck it, I got Corona. Yep. I want to go get tested, right?
Yeah.
The second you have any issue, I walked up 3 steps, not even a flight of stairs, 3 steps. And I went like, I got that Rona. I was like, you better pass me a lime. I got the Corona.
I did food shopping after you stressed me to do food.
I freaked Alexx out.
I'm carrying a couple bags. I'm like, uh-oh.
I got it?
Uh-oh. I think I just breathed hard just now. So.
I got it. So you start looking around at other people. See who's breathing hard, who's not. It's a rough time, right? So all of us got those psychosomatic symptoms. We're making ourselves sick, essentially. But the issue is processing it, okay? You can't process it fast enough. Whose fault is it that you can't process it fast enough? Honestly, Trump's. I think I've been very objective about Trump on the podcast. So objective that a lot of people will go, yo, Schulz, you support Trump, this and that. No, Trump fired a group, government organization that was basically in charge of pandemics. You heard about this, I think, in the interview. And he basically fired. Now, he goes, well, a new administration came in. I guess we got rid of them. I don't know exactly what happened. That doesn't matter. If you are responsible for the administration's wins, even if you had nothing to do with them, you're responsible for their losses. Okay? If this is a basketball team, all right, and the head coach of the basketball team says that he doesn't want to double LeBron in the playoffs, and then the president and GM of that basketball team don't fire that coach the next year, and he makes the same mistake the next year, whose fault is that? The coach or the administration? It's the administration. It's the president and the GM. They got to make those decisions. So ultimately, this does lie on Trump. Because what that government organization would have done is the second they saw China had the coronavirus, they'd be like, yo, fuck, we got to figure out exactly what this shit is and be ready for it. Because we should have been ready for it. We had a few months in advance, right?
We should have been ready for this shit. So
we should have been ready for it. And again, it's all about processing. So now they got fucking Walmart over here. They're going to do drive-through processing. That's the only way you can get Americans to go to the fucking doctor, okay? Is put in a goddamn drive-through. That was so infuriating. I don't know if you watched did you watch the thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so like if you guys at home didn't watch it, literally they're like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a little of the parking lot from Target and Walmart, and then we're going to do drive-through processing. And I'm like, you fast food fucks. Is this the only way you can get Americans to be healthy?
Son.
Is that they stay in their cars?
Trump loves that McDonald's so much he created fast food. Fast food tested, son.
Popeyes and Corona. That's all we want. Yo, if you get tested for Corona, you get a Popeyes chicken sandwich. That's literally the only thing that could save us all.
Oh, shit.
So
I'm getting multiple tests.
exactly. We're going. So it's a annoying situation, but that's why you can't get tested. Now, what they're doing is a couple of other labs are offering to help out, like these like university labs, right? I think University of San Francisco, maybe UCLA, these other places. Here's the thing. They can't do quantity. They can do like 20 to 40 a day. So then the question is, why are these other countries so good at it? They've expedited the process, and they weed people out before they even get there. So in China, first of all, they've dealt with other illnesses that are like similar in these ways, like SARS and that kind of shit a few years. Remember SARS? So like they were prepared. They had facilities for SARS. Now they're just using the SARS facilities for the corona.
Yeah.
Okay? Simple as that. If you have a basketball tournament, we could go, hey, we got Madison Square Garden. You need to play? That's how it goes. Now, if you go to a country that doesn't play basketball, they're going to have to build some shit. Yeah. So we're going to have to build some shit. We're going to have to get it right. And we're going to have to expedite the process. That's what they were talking about. The lady was trying to explain to people in the Trump, whatever address that is, emergency address. What is it called? I don't know. Who gives a fuck? When Trump was talking. So they got to find a way to speed it up. They can get it down to 24 hours. Here's the thing. They got to weed out the people, right, before they take the test. So everybody thinks they have corona now, so everybody's going to want the test. Problem. Okay? So everybody's going to think they have the test. That is what it is. We have to find another way around it. There's ways to screen, okay? In China, they're doing CAT scans. In China, they're testing your temperature everywhere you go. Like if you're in Wuhan, literally you can't walk in and out of your community. You're locked in there. They're basically throwing food at you like you're a fucking zoo animal. But that's how you keep the virus where it is. You don't let it spread. Yeah, that's basically what they're trying to do, stop it from spreading. Now, here's the reality of the matter, and this is what I've gathered basically from research and reading medical professional stuff, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's too late to contain. I know that sounds fucked up. That sounds tragic. It is and it isn't. We're past the containment period. That means if a virus pops off in fucking Rhode Island and we find a way to keep it just in Rhode Island, everybody else is good. Eventually you quarantine those people, you cure them, and then the virus goes away. Now it's gone too far, right? Everybody's going to get it, or at least they say between like 50 and 70% of Americans are going to get it. Same for Europeans. Okay. The good news, it's not going to kill most of us. Most of us are going to have a shitty flu-like, symptoms for a couple weeks, and then our bodies will naturally fight it, and then we'll be back, okay? So why is everybody freaked out? Because it kills people. It kills people who have shitty immune systems, right? They have shitty immune systems maybe because they're already sick, or maybe because they're old. Old people have shitty immune systems. Now, there's not a drug that you give the old people and then it saves them. The reason why the old people need to go to the hospital is because they can get on a respiratory device. They can basically have the hospitals, machines, et cetera, breathe for them while their body fights the illness. Your body's still going to have to do it. Your body's just much weaker as you get older. So that's a concern because we all have people over 60 years old that we fucking love. right? And the older you get, the tougher it is for you to actually fight this. Here is, now we get to talk about containment a little bit. And this is why shit is very important. This is why you see things getting canceled. You know, we canceled some shows in Orlando this weekend, and you see cancellations happening all over. Broadway, theater is canceled. You see any big gathering canceled. Why is that a big deal? We're no longer trying to contain. We're trying to stop the speed of the spread. Okay? So what we want to, you've heard people say this a lot, flatten the curve, right? We already accept that the majority of people in the world are going to get the virus. We accept that. What we're trying to do is limit the speed at which they get it. So let's say we had a graph, right? And the graph going up are the amount of people that get it, right? And the graph going this way is the amount of time in which they get it. We'd rather the graph go like that, right? Instead of straight up and then straight down, okay? Because, remember, you and I, listening, we're good. Mom and grandpa, maybe not good. We have a limited amount of hospital beds. Take that in. Grandpa, grandma need the hospitals to survive it. Most of them, right? Especially if they get older. We have a limited amount of hospital beds. If it spreads too fast, they all need the hospital beds. The hospital goes, well, hey, we don't got the beds. They have to choose who lives and dies. That's what's apparently happening in Italy. Have you read that?
In Italy and China.
Italy and China. They're basically going, you come on in and live. You, sorry. Better luck in your next life. That's what we're trying to avoid. That's why we're trying to have people not go to these big gatherings, because the idea is at a big gathering, many people could catch it. If it's just you and your girlfriend at home, the both of you get it, you chill out for a couple weeks, you're good. If it's you, your girlfriend, your 10 friends, you're all at this fucking Chippendales, dancers are swinging their cocks all around, everybody's getting corona, now we got a lot of hospital beds that might need filled. That is the issue. So we're really just trying to limit the amount of infection, the speed of infections. We know everybody's going to get infected. We're just like, don't let it happen too fast where we can't contain it, I guess you could say. Or not contain it, but or handle the amount of people that need to go. We're basically trying to save as many old people as we can. That's the idea with it. Yeah, flatten the curve. So yeah, basically old people are the ones that are going to do it. What can we do? A lot of people ask, what can you do? Really, honestly, the only thing you can do is isolate. If you feel sick, isolate. The shitty thing is that before you show any symptoms, you're still contagious. So you could be super healthy, not think you got any corona at all, and then you're playing fucking one-on-one with your grandpa, and then a week later, he's in a hospital. Right? That's
playing one-on-one with your grandpa. Though.
I don't know.
Like
dog. That's how I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ball up my kids, bro. You kidding me? Dog, I'm not playing no fucking games when it comes to my kids. Dog.
How about just
they're getting this work?
How about just visiting grandpa and giving him a hug or something like that?
Heavy breathing, B. Heavy breathing. Heavy breathing. We're not playing games. But you're right. Maybe that's a little bit unreasonable. Still, point is, all these things can definitely happen. You basically have these people that are high risk. So isolate. The medical mask myth, okay? Let me show you something about the medical mask. There is like 1 or 2 medical masks that actually work. The most popular one is called an N95 mask. This one that I'm holding right here that you see the Asians wear at the airport all the time is not that. This doesn't work, okay? Wear it. It gives you a little extra help, but it's not the end-all be-all. This is a surgical mask, right? Surgeons use this so when they're doing surgery, some fucking lettuce that they ate for lunch doesn't fall out of their teeth into the person that they're doing surgery on. It doesn't have any filtration system or nothing, okay? The N95 one actually filters the air in and out, I believe.
Yes.
So that even if you have it, you don't do it. So I suggest if you can get your hands on an N95, you can go visit your folks. Love them. I haven't visited my folks yet. I'm actually nervous to do it. And that's one of the most fucked up things about the coronavirus is that I don't even want to say it, man, because it's so fucked up to say, but like, God forbid you pass it on to your folks and then they died. You got to low-key live with that in some way, man. It's fucking crippling. So do whatever you can to protect your folks. If you got to isolate them, just isolate them. Bring them food. Bring them whatever they need. But try your hardest to make sure that they're okay. Okay? Another thing very important, tip the fuck out of anybody in the service industry for the next month or 2 months or however long this lives. Their business is going to get destroyed, okay? Their well-being is going to get destroyed, and the whole time, they're going to be putting themselves at risk doing it. So over-tip them. Whatever, I don't care if it's coffee, whatever the fuck you can, take care of those people. And also, anytime you see medical staff, just fucking thank them, dude. They're on the front lines of that shit. And granted, that's what they signed up for, 100%. But, like, I'm hearing stories of, like, 60-year-old doctors that are giving themselves corona so that they can gain the immunity, so they can get back in there and help people in the ERs.
Wow.
And that's a risk at 60. So it's like there are a lot of people that are putting it all on the line. You got to respect that shit. You just super got to respect that. So make sure you do that. Obviously, washing your hands. Keep in mind, this is caught from breathing, okay? Not caught from, like, sneeze on someone and then you get it. That's like the flu. They keep using the flu. It's in the air. So in China, when they have these people quarantined, they got to sit 6 feet apart from each other. Everybody got to be 6 feet apart, right? And the reason that is because you don't want to be sharing the same air as someone who might have it because then you get it, okay? So if you know you got it or if you suspect someone near you got it, 6 feet. Keep it 6 feet apart, like Al's favorite movie. If you listen to this podcast.
Son, don't make me start tearing up, son. Don't do it.
Son, who would have thought that we would have been over-prepared for 6 feet apart, bro?
Word.
That one movie, man.
Word.
And where were we going when we watched it?
Shit, where were we going?
Hong Kong.
Oh, we were.
We were.
Oh, shit, that's
we
crazy.
Knew. We were ahead of it.
Son, you see, we light years ahead of y'all motherfuckers, son. Catch up.
Catch up, son. Yeah, so make sure that you're not doing that. If you can avoid shaking hands, if you can avoid, touching your face and that kind of stuff, or touching the same things that other people who might be affected are touching, do that. Obviously, none of the people during Trump's address knew that. These fucking retards were all shaking hands, dapping people up, grabbing and readjusting the microphones. Okay, the only guy who didn't readjust the microphone was the guy who was like 4'11". Yeah, the guy literally couldn't see over the microphone, but he was like, I ain't getting that Rona. Yeah. Y'all can share this Rona. They ain't gonna Rona with me. So, basically that's it. I guess, take whatever precautions you can. Some people are going very extreme. They're basically taking off all their top layer of clothing before they enter their apartment.
Yeah. Me.
Are you doing that?
Yeah.
I thought you only wear like a sweatsuit. That's one layer.
Nah, I got underwear and shit.
So you go underwear and then you go straight in.
Yeah.
So that might be an option. And then obviously washing your hands, doing all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
What are you doing if you can't get Purell?
I have 2 huge bottles, and I just lucked up to have them in my house. Never used them, and so now I'm legit. Like, I got enough Purell to last a year right now.
Really?
Yeah. Like the big joint.
The big ones.
Yeah.
I might have to get one of them. 'Cause I got nothing. I'm out here with Lysol.
It might be a little.
I wipe my whole face and hands down with Lysol.
You can do some brown paper bag money or something like that.
I was like that. Throw you a little something.
A little something.
Yeah. So basically, that's what they're saying. Just be careful. Make sure your parents are careful, and don't spend too much time with your parents. And you don't. Let's be honest. Okay. I know everybody right now that the corona's around. They're like, ah, damn, I can't see my parents. You haven't called them in a month. Let's really be honest. Some of you are Italian and you do that shit all the time. Some of you are Latin and they call you all the time. But the most of you are not talking to your parents that much. I think it's good that you get on the phone with them. Good that you make sure they have what they need. But the reality is, if you're spending time with a lot of other people and you're spending time with them, you're putting them at risk. And explain that to them.
One other thing about the parents.
Yeah.
Like, parents, especially the ones up in age, like, they're stubborn as fuck.
Yes.
They're not going to take this shit so seriously. You need to stress to them the severity of this, even if it's annoying, even if they yell, whatever the case is, make them stay home.
100%.
Do everything you have to do to help them, like bring food, whatever, but help them to stay home.
Yeah. Gotta keep them isolated, 100%. I mean, my mom's having a pain in the ass because my dad's memory's gone, so she got to explain to him there's coronavirus every single day. Literally every single day. She goes, no, not the beard, honey.
Oh man,
it's a wee bit of a flu from China.
Damn, that's
every day.
That's the
Let's
different
go take
type.
A walk.
That's a different type of 41st dates.
It's 40 last dates. And they just known each other too fucking long.
In the movie, they celebrated her birthday every day. This one, he's like, yeah, the world's coming to an end. I'm sorry.
Good morning. We're all going to die. That's my mom's conversation with my dad every single day when he's like, I'll go out and get the newspaper. You're going to die. Don't go out there and die and then make me die. Anyway. So basically that's where we are. We're in a real live living situation. And what I mean living situation is like we are surviving out here. And shit is getting changed. And you find out what really matters when you're surviving, right? Find out what's really real when you're surviving. Yeah. Right? Nobody's talking about which pronoun they got to check on the box to get the coronavirus test, right? Nobody's like, they is not on the box. They're like, I'm whatever you want. Just let me get tested. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Nobody's getting upset. Nobody's looking at that Trump address and they're like, there weren't enough Asian transgenders on the committee. They're like, whatever you guys do to save us, just fucking save us. Because at the end of the day, being offended is really a luxury. I don't want to make this about being offended, but it is a fucking luxury. And when shit hits the fan, you're like, how do we make it through? This is how we're going to make it through. We are going to get there. Unfortunately, there are going to be people that pass. They do not make it. It's going to change our lives, and it might change our lives for the rest of our lives. Real talk. This might be something that we got to deal with every single year, and it might change the way we travel. It might change the way we look at old people. It might change the way we look at ourselves, because remember, we're not always young. I'm 36. Al's 32. You know, it gets comfy. We're comfy now, but you never know. Yeah. You know,
so
it could get more severe because, real talk, not to cut you, but that's what happens with these flus, right? We could find some kind of way to have like an antibody for it, but then it could come back next year a little stronger and a little stronger and a little stronger. So it's a new world we're living in with these types of viruses, the fact that they're global pandemics.
And the thing that people, especially young people, aren't bringing up, or it's not, the information not being spread, this affects your lungs. Like if you get a severe pneumonia, it can cause permanent damage to your lungs. So just because you recover, your lungs could be fucked up for the rest of your life.
Yo, that's another good point.
Stop acting like, oh, whatever, I get it and I'm fine. Like, you don't want to get this shit. You really don't want to get this shit.
There's a pneumonia vaccine or something, right?
Like, it could be treated with antibiotics and things of that nature and, respirator, all that type of stuff. Yeah. But it can just still, like, once you're, fuck the name of them, but it's fibrosis. Like the air sacs in your lungs. Like, once those get damaged, they don't get repaired. A wrap. Yeah.
Oh, so that punishment that you endured during pneummonia is going to be everlasting. So you want to avoid the pneumonia as possible.
Yes, that's why they say people who smoke, it's like you can see how the damage on their lungs. Yes, even if they stop smoking, your lungs still look like a smoker.
Looks like shit, They recover a little, but they're not going to recover fully. Yeah. So that's another thing. Like, you might think, oh, I'm 50 years old, I'm good, but you've been smoking since you're 14. You're not good.
Yeah, you're not.
This is a respiratory illness, or virus, rather. So it's going to attack that part of your body. And if your lungs, what do they always say in those smoke commercials? They're like, you're 30, but you have the lungs of a...
like
70-year-old,
like some old
80-year-old. Okay, so now you in the game. Now you could be affected by this. So, be careful with that. And all these people are like, I just smoke weed and weed it. Be careful. Yep. Real talk. Be careful. Be healthy right now. Don't overdrink right now. Do all the things that can keep your immune system top notch. If you can, exercise, right? Do whatever you can to get some exercise. Obviously, you don't get shit-faced all the time. You know, I mean, you're going to be quarantined with your girl. You're going to want to drink a little something.
Try to stay stress-free because stress lowers your immune system.
Yeah. Hey, you're all going to die. Stay stress-free. That's what we do, right? That's what motherfuckers do, right? It's like, literally, hey, who do you love most in this world? Your parents? They're gone. Stay stress-free. No, it's really important. No, I'm just saying, that's what the news would tell us, right? Like, all the horrible shit is going to happen. Yeah. But, hey, don't stress because that could also hurt you. Could we slide down a little bit more on this thing right here? There's
and another thing.
Yes, please.
So... is this the aliens? So we always have this theory that like aliens are going to come and then that's when we'll see the world come together, and stop all the fuck shit and the bickering and all that shit. Is this the aliens?
Bro, honestly, we have this feeling, right? Or we have this idea, right? That like an alien looks like us or has hands and feet, right? Why? Doesn't have to look like us. Doesn't have to be anything like us. It could literally be a virus, right? It could be a virus that lands here and attacks different communities. Why is HIV not a fucking alien, right? I was actually thinking about that with the. If you're like an old school NBA player, you gotta be pissed off, right? They cancel the season. You're like, yo, they made us play with Magic.
Yeah.
In non-league games, in the All-Star game, like, you couldn't even have fun. You know, the All-Star game is supposed to be just like, hey, we're not going to play D. We're going to relax. We're going to have fun. Motherfuckers out there like, yo, let me not get AIDS at the All-Star, bro.
Son, I put up this meme from with Magic Johnson. And Magic Johnson, he's supposed to be, Cameron? And what's it, Paid in Full?
Paid in Full?
Yeah. And he's like, niggas get viruses every day, B.
Yeah.
So,
what was your Cameron line? M-words die every day.
Yeah. Like, that shit killed me. So.
But it is true, man. It's something to be concerned about, bro. It's something to be concerned about. Obviously, economy is something, we got to worry about. Trump was slick. You saw what he tried to do? Did his little speech at 3:30. Notice he came out about half an hour late. What closes Friday at 4?
Oh, okay.
So he tried to do his cute little, and notice who he had up there with him. He didn't have scientists. He had one scientist lady and Mike Pence.
Yeah.
Right? The rest of them own Target. What the fuck does the guy that owns Target know about the coronavirus, bro? You sell lawn chairs and fucking bath towels. I don't need you. They had the Walmart guy up there, the Target guy up there. They had all these people from, consumption of goods.
Son, and then
giving their opinion on the coronavirus, but it's like, I need scientists to tell me about this. But they did it right before the stock market closed because he wanted to get a little boost going into the weekend. So during the weekend, he could be like, the economy's good, everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. I got this under control.
And he wanted to re-up on that oil before that shit goes back up.
Oh, that was genius.
That was, I give it to you.
I ain't gonna lie.
He was like, yo,
okay.
yeah, we got that for the low.
Yeah. He literally, he said, we got it for the low. He didn't say it exactly like that, but he said it exactly like that. Right. Ooh, they got influx of weed, gobble it up.
Yeah, that was I give him that. Yo.
Yeah.
Mike Pence is like, I know he's a despicable person from what we're told, but he sounds official. Yeah,
son.
Man, presidential, son.
That's why they needed him with Trump, because Trump could barely finish his
sentence.
Like,
okay.
Son,
talk a little bit more. And he plays his position, too.
Oh, he was kissing Trump's
he's
ass,
like,
swinging on them balls.
Yeah, but he still looks mad good giving it up to Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he's
look
professional.
how much better I talk than him. Look how much more informed I am than him.
Exactly.
But he got that.
Real talk, if he wasn't like trying to electrocute gays to get it out of them, I'm not saying that doesn't work. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's another thing. Is like, that's never been tried. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot.
It's always flagrant here.
We gotta be some flagrants. But like, that is, son. Right now, if you had coronavirus and you were dying there, like, we could try electrocuting you, you'd be like, zap me, doc, what's up? Like, you don't think back in the day they were just going for it? That was one of the medical options, right? They, like, put some shit on your head. Like, remember girls would have their periods?
Yeah.
And they would just go zap them up?
Yeah.
Zap them up seemed good.
I think that's still good.
You're not wrong.
I haven't tried it, but I think that would work.
What, zapping your girl up?
Yeah, when they're on their
we
period.
Quarantined for a month. We might have to do it. Hey, babe, plug the TV in real quick. You gotta fuck with the cable. Hey, babe, TV on play. Babe, you still not like giving head? Or we fix that? Hey, babe, did we fix that dick sucking problem that you had? My girl literally just texted me.
Son, that's crazy. She knew. Son, you gotta go home, start fucking moving your feet mad hard on the rugs and shit like that. Just tap on the head.
What is that called? Static electricity? Yeah. Oh shit.
Son, just start doing like the craziest dances on the rug and just give her a nice little tap on the head. Be like, boop.
Oh my god. Hey, man, stop talking back. Zap. Yeah. I just slide in the room like Tom Cruise in that movie.
Oh, yeah. Damn,
what is it called?
Risky business or something?
Risky business. I just slide him in my socks like, where you at, bitch? Zap!
That scene is so iconic. We got to reproduce that shit.
Might have to. couple things. One, this is the time to live up to our reputation. This is the time to live up to what we say about ourselves. This is the time to be American, right? 100%. I mean, this is what we always say about us. We say that we're the best. We say that we're unstoppable. We say we could do anything. We say we have the greatest minds in the world and the greatest people in the world. This is the time to prove it. You know, this is a time where you get to showcase your Americana. This is where we showcase it to the world. We showcase it to ourselves. So now we have a real problem in front of us. This isn't, hey, it's the soccer. I want to win the World Cup. This isn't the fucking Super Bowl, right? This isn't an episode of The Bachelor. That's nonsense. This is real life or death shit. And this is when our Americanness comes out, you know, whether it was fighting off Britain, whether it was fighting the Nazis, you know what I mean? Whether it was Ford versus Ferrari, great movie. Go check that out. Whatever it is, American ingenuity has stepped in and delivered what it's always promised. So I'm not hoping, I'm knowing that we are going to be able to do that. And if we have to throw money at the problem, we throw money at the problem. We have to throw intellect at the problem, we throw intellect at the problem. If we have to throw just sheer manpower at the problem, bring in the Mexicans. We'll do whatever we got to do to make sure that we can get this shit done. But I'm very confident, and I believe in us, and I believe that when the going gets tough, we can really do it. And that's been our spirit for a while. Again, we don't want this to be too long. We want to just knock these things out. But we know that everybody's going to be quarantined for a bit, and we want to deliver for you, man. That's our role. Everybody has a role in this. You know what I mean? I know the doctor's going to be doctoring. You know what I mean? But the content creators, the comedians, you know, the people out here delivering that distraction during these tough times, I hope they all step it up. I know that's what we're going to do. I'm excited to do it. You know, that's why we have a studio. That's why we built this whole thing, so that we could take this into our own hands. We open the doors and we deliver, because I know you guys are going to be there, and I know you guys are going to need it. And I hope we can put a smile on your face, or maybe someday we put some information in your head, make you feel a little bit more comfortable about what you're dealing with, feel a little bit more informed, and also hopefully laugh at it. And that means a lot to us. So we appreciate you guys fucking with us, man. And thank you very much. And just know we're going to figure this out. We're going to be all right. And yeah, we got some, what time are we at? I don't want to go too long, but we do have some
33.
Interesting.
33.
We're at 33. Okay, I think we covered everything out. I had some interesting, like, medical surveys. This is more like number dense kind of stuff, and maybe we talk about it at a different time. But we basically touched these main points. This is just with the actual statistical analysis.
Are we doing facts over this?
Nah, we ain't doing that. Hey, bro, you know what I mean? Just don't spit in your girl's mouth, bro. Is it that hard? You know what I'm saying?
Son, just come.
Yo, is Corona in cum now?
Nah.
This guy don't know at all.
Son, children are innocent.
Okay. This girl's wheezing in the bathroom right now. Alex, help me. Babe, I gotta go record. You're young. You'll be all right. Anyway, y'all, be good, be safe, and we're gonna come at you with more. If y'all fuck with this, we're gonna come at you with more. Man, this week I think we need to keep doing it. And stay in your eardrums, stay on your YouTube, spread the word, spread the flagrant street. Do not spread the corona. Peace.